Listen to this. We won with everything. We won with women. I love the women. We won with women. We won with men. I'd rather win with women, to be honest, but that's all.
We're moving toward an epic showdown between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, who's vying to be the first woman president.
And he called this woman Miss Piggy. Then he called her Miss Housekeeping because she was Latina. Donald, she has a name.
Where did you find
And
it?
she has become a U.S. citizen, and you can bet she's going to vote this November.
The big question, what's the deal with Donald Trump and women? There's a paradox there. Those who are closest to him, his daughters, his wife, some of the women who've worked for him over the years, say he's been a model father and boss. Yet he's had many high-profile clashes with women over the years.
Rosie is a very self-destructive person. Rosie's basically a loser. I think she's got a beautiful face, and I think she's a beautiful woman.
Blood coming out of her wherever.
She was the winner, and she gained a massive amount of weight, and it was a real problem. We had a real problem.
He's also written some eyebrow-raising things about women in his books. At one point, he claimed that women have one of the great acts of all time. The smart ones, he wrote, act very feminine and needy, but inside, they're real killers. Now he's accusing Hillary Clinton of playing the woman's card to win the White House.
The only card she has is the woman's card. She's got nothing else going.
And suggesting that she's been an enabler for her husband's marital indiscretions. So what are women voters, a majority of the electorate, supposed to make of all of that? In a recent CNN ORC poll of likely voters, 61% of women had an unfavorable view of Trump. Trump hasn't signaled his strategy yet for how he intends to reverse those numbers this fall, other than to say that he'd be a great president for women and that no one respects them more than he does. So with numbers that challenging, can he pull it off? We're talking Donald Trump, so we're not making any predictions.
Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show had Vice President Biden on last night, and Vice President Biden went right after Donald Trump. Let's listen.
We should talk about the debate. Did you watch it?
Bless me, Father, if I'm about to sin. What amazes me about Donald Trump, and it's not he's probably a decent guy, but his lack of sensibilities. I mean, the way he talks about, I was rooting for the housing market to fail, and because that's business. That's not business. That's callous. I mean, that's not business. Or that I paid no taxes, and that makes me smart. What does it make the rest of us suckers?
So, Joe Biden, in a way, an ambassador to the white working class for Hillary Clinton, but the Clinton team has had many of its surrogates out in places like this, reaching out to millennial voters. You have Joe Biden on Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. You have Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren going to Ohio and New Hampshire. You have Michelle Obama going to Pennsylvania. Particularly in the case of Biden, Warren, and Bernie Sanders, what's so interesting to me is in the outreach to millennial voters, they're using people who aren't millennials.
You can go ahead and say, in some cases, senior citizens would be the more proper term. We love that. That's great. And it makes, in some ways, I think it makes sense. You think about Bernie Sanders' appeal to young people. There was almost a grandfatherly appeal to him, especially among college students on these campuses that were rallying for him. Watching that Biden soundbite, I was struck by how there is no equivalent of Joe Biden for Donald Trump or Sanders or Warren. There aren't the kind of high-profile political surrogates that Clinton's able to tap into that Trump has on his side. The Paul Ryans of the world. Those people are not doing the late-night comedy circuit supporting Donald Trump. It's just one example of sort of the lack of equivalency for the Trump side.